This as we talk about the Indiana County Sports Hall of Fame. Mr. Jack Benedict is still in the studio as well. Jack, why don't you do this? You're better at this than I. You know the Hall of Fame better than I do.
Well, just sit around here and talk. Doug, good to have you come in. You know, it's a big week for the Hall of Fame.
Yes, it is, and 36th Annual Hall of Fame Induction Banquet will be this Sunday evening at 5:30 at the Rustic Lodge, and we'll induct 6 inductees, and that will take the count up to 235 total inductees over the years.
1984, it's hard to believe that it's been that long ago, but fortunately, Indiana County instituted a Hall of Fame. Some of the counties they're defunct. They don't have them anymore.
No, and, Armstrong County still has one going on, yes. Indiana County, but, I believe at times Blair County had, but they're on and off, I think, over there. Blair County.
How about Westmoreland?
Westmoreland at one time did. I don't know anything. I don't read anything on that one anymore. I mean, they still have the Allegheny one in Pittsburgh, but no, it does take a lot of manpower, and luckily we've had individuals throughout the years that, and I know you were on the board for many years, and we had people that have passed away, like the George Coreys and Joe Spillanes that took their years on the board and everything.
Well, I know you're going to list those members who have passed away this past year, but I want to mention Bob Robinson, who was on the board for many, many years, and Bob passed away this year from young man at 92 from down there at Blairsville.
I remember Bob. I used to be part of his ball boy crew at IEP back in the late 80s. So.
Yeah. Tell us more about the Hall of Fame.
Well, the Hall of Fame, we have the 6 inductees, but not only do we have the inductees, we also honor honorees, those that have done well in sports, mostly high school kids over the past year, from the fall season and the winter season. And the spring season is the season that kind of gets neglected at times because you're in the middle of the season. But this year we have some individuals from Indiana with Zach Pelko with tennis and his dad, Phil with the tennis coach. But they're honorees. So we have the Marion Center cross-country team, the state championship cross-country team, and we appreciate Marion Center Bank because typically we only honor the coaches.
I was going to ask you that because I know in the past we never did an entire team.
No, but Marion Center Bank was gracious enough to buy a table for the Marion Center cross-country team individuals, so they all will be there on Sunday evening. We have a special honoree, James Thompson, who's very instrumental in youth soccer in the Indiana area. He was currently, up until this past year, the high school soccer coach in Indiana, boys soccer or girls soccer coach. Mm-hmm. Then we have the scholar athletes, and I think this is one of the things that sets Indiana County Sports Hall of Fame apart is we honor a male and a female scholar athlete from each of the 9 high schools in this area. So the county schools, and we include Apollo Ridge because that part of that boundary is in Indiana County as well. So we honor 18 scholar athletes, and they each get $250 towards their college expenses.
Mm-hmm. The other thing that I know that goes behind the scenes, and we know in this business, you got to have sponsors. You've got to get somebody sponsoring in that book. And I know the committee. You've got a lot of people on the committee, don't you?
Yes, we do. And I mean, basically, the Indiana County Sports Hall of Fame board. You mentioned Tony Cocagnia is a vice president for media relations. Pat Snyder is vice president. Tony Satil is our secretary. Vince Kern is our treasurer. And board of directors: Mike Bertolino, John Bomboy, Scott Bowman, John Buzovicki, Vince Seltniks, Abdatori, Chuck Glasser, Jim Clapp, Scott Mosgrove, Colin Stokes, Bill Wilt. So we have monthly meetings. The third Thursday of every month we meet at the Gazette. So, but typically it's that February through May timeframe that's really the hectic time.
Doug Steeves with us here, president of the Indiana County Sports Hall of Fame. Mention those members, Hall of Fame members who passed away this past year, and there were quite a few this year. Typically
we have 1 or 2, but since last banquet last May, we have 6 individuals. Walt Wiggins from the class of 1990, Pud Constantino from the class of 1990, Carl Davis from the class of 1993, Joe Spillane from the class of 2003, Bernie Stodmiller from the class of 2012, and George Corey from the class of 2015. All have passed away in the past 12 months.
Yeah. Todd, do you have something?
Well, people wonder about the Indiana County Sports Hall of Fame and who is in it and how they find out about the Sports Hall of Fame. What are some of the resources that are out there so people can learn more about what it takes to be a Hall of Famer?
Well, we do have a website. It's www.indianacountysportshall.com. So that has information on it. The Indiana County Historical Society here right down the street, they rotate pictures of the inductees, and they have the PowerPoint. We do a PowerPoint the evening of the banquet where it just rolls through all the inductees, their head shots, their action shots, and they also have it over the Historical Society. And we do it at the evening of the banquet. But anyone can become a member. You can be an annual member, which is a $10 annual amount. Every year we'll mail you out your form to renew your membership. Or you can do a lifetime membership, which is $100. And those are all listed as well on the website. And you can even like us on Facebook now. We've got social media. So you can like us on, Jack, next time you get on Facebook will be the first time, but then you can like us on Facebook. But yeah, we're always, it seems like our annual membership has dwindled. We have the lifetime members, but it's always nice to continue to have those annual members. And one thing is to be able to nominate someone for the Hall of Fame, you have to be a member, whether you're an annual member or a lifetime member. And one thing we did institute, we put into the bylaws this past fall, is your file, if you've been nominated, your file stays active for 5 years. After 5 years, we'll go back to the person that nominated you and say, hey, you can renominate if you want, but because we probably have about 30 people yet that are still in, that we're going through, that some have been probably nominated back 20 years ago.
In the pipeline.
Yeah, they're in the pipeline, and it's good, but we do have people coming up through as well. And so, I don't know, my philosophy always is, I look at others that have been inducted, are they comparable to that other person in that sport when I vote for things?
I know I was approached last year, someone said, hey, my son, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, I know some of the background on him, but I didn't know it all. I said, get me the information. You can do that with any member, and put your $10 in, which is nothing, and give us as much background as you can on somebody. That's what we want to know, because we find out things. We found out, I remember years ago, the boxer, Jimmy, the Italian boxer from Purchase Line, way back when. He lived in Purchase Line all his life. This guy fought Sugar Ray Robinson.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, my God, you got to be kidding me.
And we do have a form online now to fill out to try to be more uniform and when you're nominating someone. But that's the hardest part. We have people that have been nominated that just say, okay, they're a three-letter sport letter winner at such and such high school, but they don't give any other information. It's tough for us. We want the background information, so that's the hardest part. We don't have the manpower hours to do all the research on anyone that's nominated. So it takes some background work on the person that's nominating another person to at least do some research.
Yeah. Okay. We're just about out of time here this morning.
Sunday evening, huh?
Sunday evening, 5:30, and we'll see Jack there. He's the master of ceremonies.
Big question: who's the best storyteller at the Hall of Fame inductions?
I'm not going to mention Abditori's name. No. We always joke with that, but it's so great because there's different spectrums. It's just great to hear the stories and all the great stories over the years, and that's what makes it so special.
Yeah, I bet it really does. I bet you that guy over there, Benedict, he has something to do with it too, doesn't he?
Hey, 1995. That was half my life ago. Jack was inducted.
Thanks for coming in, Doug.
Thank you.
Yep. Doug, Steve, and the Indiana County Sports Hall of Fame. Coming up this weekend, it is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS AM 1160 and 101.1 FM.